Morning all. From Merzouga. We finally made it. We got in at about 8 p.m. last night. We're staying in a stunning hotel here. I'll give you a tour in a second. I arrived last night and everything seems incredibly quiet. It's this really quite small, dusty little town with very few cars around. So I'm fascinated to see what it's like in the daytime. Sand dunes are right over there. I woke up this morning about 7 o'clock with the sun rising over right at the back end of Merzouga, and it was just a magical red sunrise. And just to the right-hand side of the sunrise, you could see behind all of the buildings, towering over them, the gigantic, iconic sand dunes of Merzouga. So today, we're within genuinely a stone's throw of the sand dunes. So we're going to head off into them. There's a road coming out of Merzouga where on Google Maps, the road just ends. There's nothing else. So I really want to explore down there, get to the very end of the road and see what's past that. The Algerian border right in front of me there is just 30 miles away, and it really is the Sahara desert, the sand dunes that separate those two countries. Breakfast. I've never had so much food. It was exactly the same for dinner here. Bear in mind, we've eaten pretty much all of this. Bread. The first plate underneath was a big omelette. The second plate here were, I think they're called Moroccan flatbreads, really flat pastries. And the top plate was some other type of pastry. This was a plate full of biscuits. This is a plate full of a banana bread type bread. These were two more cakes. This is tea, green tea. That's coffee. There's been a jug of milk. That is camel butter.
No, it's not.
What are you saying? Monica, if you say, is it camel butter or not?
No.
Don't lie then, because I'm going to tell it to people. Is it camel butter?
No, it's not. Don't be silly.
It could be. People milk camels. Okay, this is butter. This, shut up, Monica. This is dairy. Olives. I mean, there's so much food. Honestly, probably 6 people could have had all of this food. So I'll have a coffee to wash everything down with. Oh, and a yogurt as well. And then we'll go upstairs and we'll get ready. Really, we've made it. This was my end goal, to get to the sand dunes. So this is what I've been waiting for. To give you a full tour of the place, we have just had our breakfast in there. Right out on the courtyard, you can see the sun's getting high in the sky now, and it's so much warmer. So this is the outside of the building, beautifully done property with a swimming pool. That felt unthinkable earlier to even consider going in there, but now it's got so much warmer. Love the architecture of these places. Coming through here into the main hallway, just intricate designed wood, a little fountain in the middle, and all leading up to this first floor walking area with all of the rooms situated around it. I'll show you out the front as well, because park the Jeep out here and it gives you a good idea what the front looks like with all of the quad bikes as well. You can see the Toyota dealership in the distance there. And there are the quad bikes ready for some off-road excursions. I think about 50% of the cars here seem to be Land Cruisers. Through to the entrance, and we're on the first floor. Little lounge and dining areas. Either side, it's impeccably designed and well kept. Even the loo door is a work of art. Up the granite or marble stairs. Lighting all the way along. I love this. It's almost a polished concrete for the walls. Lovely seating areas everywhere. This square area, which leads all the way down from the ground floor up to the ceiling. Can you imagine the amount of work required to do that with a skylight so you get proper sunlight from a 360-degree angle? And we're in the room called Merzouga. Again, incredible, incredible artistic detail on the door. And this is it. I think the price was, it was about maybe 70 or 80 pounds a night for this, but it's a huge room. Loo room in there with, I just have to show you this. That is a loo with a view, complete with a skylight. And then exactly the same for the shower room. I love how they've done that. Everything's in proper materials, no plastic at all. So the shower's brass, proper tiling there, and the wood, and the door is proper solid wood. No laminate, nothing here at all. Dual aspect room, so you just get the most beautiful natural light coming through. Gigantic bed, lounge area here with these two beanbag type seats and a little wooden table. And it's perfectly situated right on the main road of Merzouga. Just before we head off, this gives you a very good idea of Merzouga. So this is from our balcony. You can see the Jeep parked up down there. Lineup of, interestingly, CF Moto quad bikes. So there's a main road here coming along. If you come out here a little bit more, I've just seen this, come around here, come around. Sand dunes. Wow, look at that. That's the clearest they've been now because the light's shining directly on them. And this gives you a great idea, actually, of how dusty and arid it is here. Of course, we're in the desert, but really there are no proper roads here. It's just sandy dirt tracks leading from building to building. If there is a tarmacked road, then it's under such a layer of sand that it's no longer visible at all. One other thing of interest here. There is a mechanic there, Toyota mechanic, and there's another auto service there for when your 4x4s break down. This one here is full of Toyota Land Cruisers. And I'll tell you one vehicle that definitely does not need a mechanic. That's a Jeep Wrangler.
Oh, don't say too soon.
There's no need for that. Doesn't need it. Too reliable, too dependable. Absolutely of no need at all. So we'll drive straight past there, straight past all of the Land Cruisers that are in desperate need of mechanical attention. Not needed. It's lovely.
Touch wood.
Yeah, touch wood. I know. I can't. There's no wood. Do you know the interesting thing is the temperature drops off so quickly? It was 3 degrees at night. I filmed a lady walking past who looked like she was about to do some Arctic exploration. Now it's 10:30 and it feels like it's about 17 degrees. The temperature picks up so quickly. And if you can just wrap up this, Monica, come around here and show the high street of Merzouga. I say high street with inverted commas. Yes, what you're facing there, I think that's pretty much Merzouga High Street. That's the main road leading all the way along from start to finish, to the very best of my knowledge.
You don't know that.
Google Maps tells me. Monica, are you ready and excited?
Yes.
Good.
You're a bit more excited than that.
I've barely slept for 2 days now. I've just been sitting there waiting for you to get ready so I can head off. Welcome to, I'm certain, the high street of Merzouga, at least if Google Maps is correct. Do you know what I honestly thought with this? It would be a mecca for 4x4s off-roaders from around Europe. But actually, at least at this time of the year, in January, it is like a ghost town. As I said earlier, 50% of vehicles are Toyota Land Cruisers. I think 80% of all vehicles are 4x4s here. And it's a mixture of tiny little shops selling bits and pieces or people working on their 4x4s, because I guess here, one of the main industries is 4x4 tours. So you can just see Land Rovers parked up all over the place, being worked on, getting prepared before they head off on excursions into the desert. Fascinating place. It's like a desert, deserted ghost town kind of thing with an oasis ahead of us, and to the right where we're going to go, jump on this road, the sand dunes should be to our right. And guess the car coming past, Toyota Land Cruiser, and the car in front of us, I think that's a Toyota Hilux pickup with 4x4 and buggy quad bike type hire place. I didn't expect to see such a lush oasis there. So we'll go down here, and it's just mechanic after mechanic. It's so interesting.
Yeah, not many shops.
Very few, yeah. You come here purely for the desert, I think. Certainly not for the coffee shops and the shops in general. Look at this. Land Cruiser, Land Cruiser, Land Cruiser, Land Cruiser. Every single car is a Land Cruiser, apart from that Defender. It's in Portugal. Yeah. You know, the Australians always tell me something whenever I mention Land Rover Defenders. They say Defenders are great if you want to get to the jungle or to the outback. But if you want to get back out the other side, there's only one option, Toyota Land Cruiser. Okay, so the first tune, I may have got stuck slightly. So Yusuf, the very kind gentleman behind me, had to help as we were just using our hands to dig. And I have to learn how to use this now. So I've got the instruction manual out. I put it into this, and I immediately, with ease, managed to get out of the place that I couldn't get to with the normal gearbox. So this is going to be the difference. And this is what makes this an incredibly capable car. So I'm now going to use the instruction manual to understand what this actually does. I understand how ridiculous it is using this once in the sand dunes of the Sahara. So give me 5 minutes as I, well, freshen myself up on 4x4ing. 2H, 4H, neutral 4L. So currently it's 4 in 4L, and that worked. Yeah, thank you. I have agreed to go
it's better for you.
with Yusuf on a Toyota Land Cruiser, who helps me get unstuck from the first hand dune. Yusuf, do we need to reduce the tire pressure?
I have a little for you down Jeep.
Yep.
1.5 kg.
Yep.
You can't follow me.
Okay.
10 meter.
Yep.
Distance.
Yep.
You go in. You visit many places in Sahara.
Yep.
You go in 6 kilometers mid-dunen. Visit nomad living in the tent, drinking tea. Visit the village antique, have a mean baritin, fossil, toad. You come back here, 1 hour half.
Okay, I'm excited. Let's do it.
Only 4x4.
That is a massive amount of air that Yusuf's taken out of that. I don't know if it's, you can't see it like that, but listen to the amount of air that's been taken out for this, for the desert.
Okay, so we're following Yusuf now into an area I would never, ever have dreamt of going in the Jeep. It says tire pressure low. So warning signs, tire pressure low. Oh my, do you know what? It's good actually having him, because the confidence now, knowing, look, it's got the 4x4 sign on there, it's got the engine sign on there, it's got no traction control.
The engine sign.
Yeah, I'm guessing it means because everything's off, I'm hoping. Honestly, thanks to Yusuf, we're actually doing it, because I don't know if I'd have had the guts to do this without him. And this feels incredible to actually be driving around the sand dunes. And of course, he's in a Toyota Land Cruiser. But I should say the ease of which now the Jeep is going over the sand dunes with the tire pressure lower and in this proper 4-wheel drive setting here, the difference is staggering. That I feel like I've had the most incredible 4x4 lesson that I will ever have in my life. Over there, further past the sand dunes, that's Algeria there, about 20 kilometers away. So we've come, just to give you a 360-degree tour. I can scarcely believe that I've actually done this with no off-roading experience. We've come from this side of the sand dunes here, following Yusuf's Toyota Land Cruiser, and you can see here in the distance another Land Cruiser that's just come over the horizon there. It's an experience of a lifetime.
Mascara. It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's mine. Mascara heavy. And this is the variety.
Yes.
Yes, we have that for wind, not like sand. Good appetit.
Thank you.
Good appetit.
you.
Yusuf took us to this fascinating Berber village. So the Berbers are the original people of Morocco, of North Africa. They've been around here way before the Arabs came over for thousands of years. There are even writings in ancient Egypt history about the Berbers. And they usually live away from the cities. And this is one of the the traditional places where they lived. So they've lived in this setup here for 6 years. They go from place to place if, for example, the water runs out or something else. And we've just had a little tour of the place. Extra interestingly, Monica, if you can just squeeze the camera under there. Monica and I drove all through Morocco wondering, what is that flag? That, if you ever come to North Africa, that's the Berber flag. That was news to me up until this morning. Incredible. Everything is so still. We've got the sand dunes just behind us, and this here is their life. Right out in the blistering heat with probably 1 in every 5 of these tents sporting the Berber flag. And one of them solely has a Moroccan flag as well next to it. And then you just see camels on the horizon walking around. And of course, we've had our green tea, which is a staple of any Moroccan meal. We never do guided tours or anything like that. But the fact that I got stuck on the first sand dune and clearly didn't know how to use a 4x4, and then Yusuf came along and he promised to show us the sand dunes and we'd just follow him. Yeah, it's completely worthwhile. Actually, he's really 100% made the day with his knowledge and the confidence that he's just shown to me of what the Jeep can do and where we can go and the things we've seen. It's a really, really special experience being out here. Coffee stop. These little places are more commonplace than I originally thought when we first got to Morocco. People setting up little cafes out the back of their vans, and they're really, really nice, good quality, rich tasting coffees. Monica, the cat. Yeah, there's a long-standing fascination, cats and the Jeep, and I have no idea why. I have to be completely honest, I'm going to embarrass myself here. The Jeep.
L'énergie du désert.
What is that?
L'énergie du désert. Datun.
Ah, dates, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Alright.
Cheers. So these, I think they actually grow these nearby, so we'll have to try these.
Are these from here?
Yeah.
Oh, so, okay, I have to try one now.
Merci. Encore. Café nomadic café in salon, please. Come here.
This is the gentleman's setup here. So coffee machine at the back there, you've got milk, everything else.
Café nomade.
And
Café.
let's do a proper shout out.
Merci de votre visite. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And in here, oh wow. Oh my God, that's brilliant. This is a little cafe within the van. So you can sit down here, you've got all the beautiful designs, like rugs and cushions and things like that. Little fruit bowl in the middle. And you can shelter away from the sun. Merci beaucoup.
Okay, 1 minute. Visitez, bienvenue, c'est Café Nomade. Thank you so much. Bravo. Ok. Un cadeau.
Un cadeau, I know that word, that's present. Ah, thank you. Incense sticks. So, before I had that lovely tour of the little coffee van, I'm really embarrassed to say this. You can see here, there's a bookmark that I've made this morning after I got stuck in the sand. I I've had this instruction manual the whole time since owning the Jeep, but I've been too lazy to be bothered to read it. I just assumed I'd know what I'm doing, head off in the Jeep and start driving. But it turns out that I've been driving the whole time in the Jeep in two-wheel drive. Two-wheel drive, that's the standard. That's the standard setting of the Jeep. You have to put it into 4H, which is four-wheel drive high, and that's how you drive normally. If you're in a really, really sticky situation, you put it into 4L. That's why the engine was revving at 3 times the normal revs when we first started. Now I know what I'm doing, but it's quite shocking how little I knew about it. That I was trying to get up that initial sand dune, two-wheel drive, just normal running order. It wasn't even in four-wheel drive. That's how pathetic I am. So what we have to do after this delicious coffee and these delicious dates, I can't leave Merzouga without first going to that first sand dune where I got stuck, putting it into the proper settings and accomplishing that sand dune. What's also annoying is when we were looking for camels a couple of days ago, I could have easily got up that ravine creek thing if I just sort of put it in four-wheel drive. I was trying to get up it in two-wheel drive. I'm furious at myself, but also elated that I now know how to use our vehicle. And local dates. Wow. It's so rich, it's like a dessert, isn't it? We're stuck. And there's no one here to help us. I go through being overly excited, thinking I can conquer anything, and then thinking, bugger, no, I can't conquer anything.
Yes, you panic very quickly.
Yes, but that panic has turned out to be true when I said there's a chance we'll get stuck. Okay, the good news is there's no one around. So, yeah. Is there signal in the desert? At least I bought proper off-roading equipment to dig ourselves out of holes. If we get out of this, we'll get back onto softer stuff. Whew. Final bit here. It's like a desert nightmare. I really, really hope this works. that's a perfect way to wrap up our trip down south. The teapot and the cups bought from Marrakesh, along with that green tea that we picked up. That is delicious. A couple of fun facts here, just when we've got the last little bit of daylight. The Sahara Desert is well known to have some of the best sunsets on Earth, and even more than that, it's meant to be one of the best places in the world for stargazing, and I think we're about 20 minutes away from being in pitch black. Can you see that?
Yes.
I think we've got a good spot for the sunset, but what looks to be another Land Cruiser right at the top of that dune, that is the ultimate sunset spot. Do you know, the Sahara Desert, about 9,000 years ago, it was lush greenery and a sea. This was full of water and vegetation around that water. Maybe I'm going crazy, but to me, it looks like there's a whole load of coral here mixed in with the sand. It's incredible to think that this was probably a seabed and certainly full of lush vegetation. And they say that maybe it will take another 100 years, another 1,000 years, another couple of thousand years. Eventually, this will all be thick vegetation again one day. Should we wrap it up? Last 5 minutes of daylight. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching our trip down south. It's been really the most unforgettable trip of a lifetime. I'll remember this for the rest of my life. It's been one of the best trips that I've ever done. In fact, we've enjoyed it so much, we've decided to extend the trip to do a complete triangle. From the Sahara Desert, in the next video, we're going to start heading the colossal journey north to Lithuania's capital, Vilnius, which I think is about 3,000 miles away. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on this epic trip of a lifetime down to the Sahara Desert. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. Thanks all. I'll see you in the next one.